What is up, everyone? Welcome back. Today, we're going to do a first listen to the entirety of the third and final part of the Ann trilogy by incredible Dutch progressive metal band Ex Libris. Back in 2018, Ex Libris released the first of 3 EPs in the trilogy, focusing on Ann Boleyn. In early to mid 2019, the second of the trilogy was released, focusing on Anastasia Romanova. And the third piece in the trilogy was released in November, and it focuses on Anne Frank. Love the concept. I think it's amazing. Massive thanks to a longtime subscriber and longtime Patreon, Scott, for getting me so hooked on this band. They're an amazingly talented band with an absolute powerhouse of a singer in Diane. Every member of the band is just incredibly talented, skilled, and composes things very well. They're also great with fan interaction, and it's been a pleasure to cover these because they're crafted so incredibly well. It's bittersweet to do this last trilogy here, this last EP, clocking in a little over 20 minutes. I think it's going to be roughly 21 minutes. It's all up on Spotify as the Ann trilogy. And it's wonderful because if you haven't had a chance to listen to them before, if you just listen to each EP, they do break down into roughly 20 plus minute pieces. So you can listen to one EP, do something, or you can listen to them all together, or just take or digest it however you want to and get an amazing story out of it. The last does cover Anne Frank. It ends with her being taken. They did not dive into anything further than that. I know that the fold out is supposed to, of all 3, is actually supposed to tie into being a train. Their artwork has been amazing throughout this. I don't have any hard copies. At some point I will. I'll remedy that. But I know all 3 are supposed to fold out into a train together that is supposed to be leading Anne to the death camp, to which unfortunately she met her demise. But the trilogy combining 3 tragic figures, all named Anne, in the execution of the first 2 has been amazing. I expect nothing less from this last one here. Without further ado from me, let's go ahead and get into this, shall we? I have been looking forward to this for far too long. The band is Ex Libris. The album is Ann, a progressive metal trilogy, Chapter 3. The very first track is Anne Frank, The Diary. I don't have the lyrics, unfortunately. I don't have a hard copy, and finding lyrics so far has been difficult, so I'm going straight by ear on this one, ladies and gentlemen. Outstanding samples. Love how the piano's there, the samples, the birds chirping are still prevalent and present there. It's a great way to open this up. The incredibly gorgeous, rich voice of Diane.
While I stroll and savor this day, another year gone by, these sweets and flowers have thoroughly spoiled.
I'm always in awe of just how strong her voice is, how much control she has over it, and how well she connects to her lyrics.
To you I'll pour my heart out, confide my deepest thoughts. I'm quirky, but I'm honest and fair. We'll share both tears and laughs, dear diary, you should know.
Chills. Already chills up and down the spine. The strength and power of her vibrato is just amazing. And she maintains her power all throughout her range with that vibrato. It's just something incredibly special.
In the arms of Amsterdam, we found shelter from the unknown, whether earth or human born. There's a harbor for every storm. In the heart of Amsterdam, we have found ourselves a home. She has cradled us and shown there is love for whom I.
It's amazing how they wrote this
De Duitsers
to be
zijn
so
ook in
positive.
Nederland aangekomen. En met hen ook de Jodenvervolging. Mijn geliefde Amsterdam is niet meer zo veilig als voorheen.
Fantastic effects on the vocals, like you're listening to a recording.
Joden mogen niet meer in de tram. Joden mogen enkel tussen 3 en 5 winkelen in Joodse winkels. Joden dienen na 8 uur 's avonds thuis te zijn. En moeten te alle tijden een Jodenster dragen.
In the arms of Amsterdam, we found shelter from the unknown, but the menacing storm has brought the
I love how the first
darkest
track
of
here is all
foes.
major.
In the heart of Amsterdam, where we found ourselves
Really great touch.
a home. We await what is to come, while the bells of Amsterdam toll.
Wow. Incredibly powerful opening here. The next track is The Annex. I knew they were going heavier for this record after some of the things I've seen online, and you can already tell guitar sounds bigger, it's heavier, outstanding accents. The drum tone is huge. Really cool little harmonics being used. Definitely love how Bob got those tones dialed in to have a heavier, grittier punch. Outstanding job with the arrangement here, having that orchestration right behind it, mimicking the riff. Oh, what a shift.
We've made it safe and sound to the annex, our new home. Once that letter came and it spelled my sister's name, we fled our peaceful feet, leaving us scorn.
Wow, what a build. Her chest voice and the strength and power of it is utterly ridiculous. It's just incredible. And the vibrato she is able to pull out. and used as such a vicious weapon, or versatile vicious weapon.
Why do I complain? Am I plagued by memories? I can't feel at ease while so many lives are lost. All those friends we left in this hope-forsaken war. Will we meet again, or will we
Love the slightly distorted electronic lines back there backing up the guitars. Fantastic vocal arrangement to have the main vocal and some of the vocal layering as well. Love how it's bombastic, but the riffs are still simple and easy to follow without
We zijn hier met z'n
being too
achteren in
technical.
het achterhuis. De familie Frank, onze familie. De familie van Daan en meneer Dussel, de tandarts. Alle relaties staan bijzonder op scherp, maar we moeten het met elkaar zien te redden. Hier in onze eigen kleine wereld.
The morning begins before the warehouse awakes.
Fantastic classical guitar passages here.
In silence we eat our meals, we study
Really
and pray.
wonderful attack on those strings.
Then
A little bit of percussive element there.
the twine we the BBC radio says.
Bass tone is incredibly rich.
No good news today.
You get so much of the thick resonance to it. It's awesome.
Walks away. Goodnight.
Great fill and a shift. Love the round back there with that vocal over top. Choice for double bass here was outstanding. Wow. The sweeps are so clean. Outstanding job there. Oh, that's a fantastic arrangement under the solo. Outstanding lead work. Whoa! I know she's capable of vocals that strong, but it's always amazing when she lets them go and the way she does, and the moments that are chosen to do it.
Geen grote metamorfose heeft ondergaan, zal de oorlog woeden. Zal alles wat is opgebouwd, aangekweekt en gegroeid is, vernietigd worden.
The next track, the final track, is The Raid, and it's staying heavy. It's a great choice. Outstanding usage of the air raid siren. Love the lead tone choices here. You know, normally I might think the drums are too far forward, but I think for this, it really works with their levels. Great layering on those guitar lines. Nice pinch harmonic.
zijn aan wal gekomen. Het is 6 juni 1944 en het bericht vanuit Normandië brengt ons een jubelende stemming.
The mix here is so fantastic with all the different elements. Those acoustic, those clearly metal acoustic strings ringing right where you want them to.
Het is D-Day vandaag.
This news so long awaited occupies my mind. From the turmoil inside to the dreams that ignite. I praise the unknown soldiers who lay down their lives. Through their eyes, I see Normandy arise. Its brink of day, crested waves carry
Great tempo change. The drumming here is so... I can't imagine anything better to fill this space.
and strangers fall.
Outstanding bass runs.
On this day, June 6th, 44. These days so bleak and bare are brightened by belief that I'll soon feel the breeze walk the city streets. But Henny, within hope an enemy resides, and it feels
Love the choice of vocal melodies here.
each on the dream within reach.
Well, how even when she backs off a little bit and goes more tender, there's still that power in her voice.
Shatter these chains, begun dialogue. Let me
Oh.
be embraced by a new world in which I'm welcome and safe. When everything troubles, let my words remain. This war with sorrow leading has rooted viciously into my bone and marrow.
These lyrics are gut-wrenching. So powerful.
And while its darkest tendrils smother me silently, I pray
Love how much room this passage gives the vocals and the orchestral elements. Very well written. Almost selflessly written. I like a little bit of the almost Dream Theater approach here. Love how low they're tuned too.
Gisteravond voor het slapen gaan zag ik ineens mijn vriendin Lies voor ogen. Ze was sterk vermagerd, in lompen gekleed en met grote droevige ogen keek ze me verwijtend aan. Oh Lies, kon ik je maar helpen? Tijdens onze vriendschap was ik nog veel te veel kind, maar je zou me nu eens moeten kennen. Niemand hier ziet het, maar ik ben gegroeid en volwassen geworden. Ik heb dromen en ideeën en ik wacht op de dag dat ze uitkomen.
Fantastic keyboard work here, actually, by the way. What a fantastic shift there. tension that is built up through this is just so insanely palpable. It's ripping through my body. Oh, the sound effects here make it even more gut-wrenching. Oh, wow. Outstanding shift. Heavy, it's all minors here. Get a good use of slides. Bit of that tremolo over. Really shifting pitch. Outstanding choice for a keyboard solo, actually. The riffing is probably comes with the heaviest I've heard from these guys. Actually got a little bit of a blast beat there. That's awesome. Great lead trades from Bob to Juice. Wow. Great shifts. A fantastic job choosing her vocal melodies.
een beroemde schrijfster mag worden. Na de oorlog wil ik een boek getiteld Het Achterhuis uitgeven. Of dat lukt, blijft nog de vraag, maar mijn dagboek is een goed begin.
Well, they're just going to fade the record out with spoken word, faint piano, and silence. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen. That, roughly 21 minutes, is the end of the Ann trilogy. Ann Chapter 3. Diary of Anne Frank. And it's absolutely brilliant in every facet, as far as I'm concerned. The composition of the music, the power and intelligently of the power of the intelligently written lyrics, the performances, the mix, it's all there. Now, I gotta be honest, I didn't expect any less at this point. Having heard their previous record, which was good, but when I first heard Anne Boleyn, and even more so with Ann Chapter 2, focusing on Anastasia Romanova, you could tell the band has just elevated themselves to an even higher plane of existence. And the fact that you have this record is different. It's heavier, it's darker, it's even darker than Ann Chapter 2. They had to go heavier because they wanted that to reflect the subject matter and the sheer utter darkness of that horrible time period for European Jews caught in the absolute horrible thing known as the Holocaust, caught in that Nazi regime of utter hatred for a single religion, which still makes my stomach churn to this very day. The fact they're able to do it so eloquently, so intelligently, just, it's incredible. I'm at a loss for a lot of things to say about just how well executed this record was, as well as the whole trilogy. It's truly a collection of three of the best EPs I've heard in a long time, especially from a progressive metal band. You have a world-class, classically trained soprano in Diana Gershon, who just has an absolute command of her voice and knows how to utilize all of her tools, but more so as compared to some other singers, and there are a lot of symphonic metal singers out there. She has this uncanny ability to connect with her lyrics and play that role, get that headspace to where she's able to truly connect with the listener and make you feel like you're there. And that is just, it's special. It's an intangible that cannot be taught. Some singers simply have it. She's one of them. The shirt that I'm wearing for Blame Zeus has another incredibly talented female singer who also possesses that same quality, but it's not normal, even in the symphonic metal or progressive metal genre. So it's a treat to listen to. And that said, that's not the only strength to the band. Bob Witsma, the guitar player, is incredible. Their drummer is outstanding. Their bass player is fantastic. And the session keyboardist they used, who's been around the block quite a bit himself, another amazing keyboardist in his own right, Joost Vandenbroek, is also an amazing player. And the combination of those elements together to write what they've written, to play how they've played, and to compose 20, in chapter 3's case here, 21 absolutely gut-wrenching minutes of music. It builds so well with Diary. The hope, those big major chord progressions, the warmth of it, making you feel like, even though the majority of us listening to this know the story, here in the U.S. it's taught in high school, where it's required reading for a lot of us. It was, at least it was when I was going to high school. And also growing up in the DC area, the Holocaust Museum is there, which I've taken the trek to several times in my life. So it's a familiar story, but even then, knowing that, I can't help but get lost in the warmth and the power of it, the hope. And it's amazing that they were able to write these lyrics and to make it work like that in the context of what they're doing, and then just completely change it, build these heavy, powerful, dark emotions, and still have enough lightness, have enough of that light in there, even in the midst of all of that darkness and hatred, to just truly make it work. This record is one of those. This trilogy is one of those that just, it hits in so many facets, it does so in so many ways, so that from a technical standpoint, it's outstanding. It's well played, it's well mixed, it's well composed. From an emotional standpoint, it hits you like the proverbial nuclear bomb. It just builds up, the pressure builds, the intensity builds, the emotion builds, and it wrecks you. It wrecks me. So my hat goes off once again to the band for putting together such an ambitious project and making it work. I'm gonna have to cheat on my top 10 list for the year, which I'll be releasing shortly, because originally Chapter 2 was gonna make that list, and it still is. But honestly, I'm putting them both there. And if the entire record was released in 2019, as opposed to having the first EP of the 3 being released in 2018, the entire record would make it there. But these 6 tracks from Chapter 2 and Chapter 3 are absolutely incredible. I'm honored truly to cover them. It's been amazing to get the feedback from them. They've actually watched the videos that I've done previously, which is a thrill, to be quite frank. No pun intended, actually. Did not mean to do that. But it's amazing. And we as fans are truly lucky and blessed to have been given such a gift of just music of this caliber. So massive thank you to all of the members in Ex Libris. Massive thank you to all of the Patreons. Not the Patreons, but all of the crowdfunding that went on. People that pledged to make this work, to get the funding for these records to happen. I appreciate all of you guys as well. I wish I would have known about it previously, because I certainly would have jumped in. It's amazing. This trilogy's a gift. I hope you guys enjoy it as much as I do. Please go on Spotify, listen to the entire thing. If you haven't, take the time. It's 59 minutes, roughly 59, just coming under 60 minutes. Spotify's telling me 59 minutes. Listen to it. Find a good spot. Grab a beverage. Enjoy it. And if you do, think about buying some merch. Liking the band stuff on YouTube. Liking the band stuff on Facebook. Give them some love. They certainly deserve it. And I hope that now that people are discovering Floor, I hope they start discovering Ex Libris and discovering the amazing vocals of Diane as well. So fingers crossed there, because there just aren't a whole lot of singers out there that do what she does, that are anywhere close to how good she is. Thank you guys. I love you. Let me know what you think about this one in the comments. And I can't wait to shut this off and go listen to it again. Thank you guys. Thank you to my law enforcement, military, veterans, and first responders for what you guys do every single day. Thank all of you, whoever you are out in the world. Everybody that's watched this, I appreciate you. I hope your New Year's is starting out well. As always, you guys have been awesome. I have been Baldman. I will see you once again in the next one. Be excellent to each other and keep head banging.